Hey, all right,
Hello!
guys. There we go, guys. So sorry about this. It's been so long. We were supposed to do all week. I do apologize. Unforeseen things happen, but we now got Miss Lexi here. We just wanted to start off with song lines. Um, so we want to tell you thank you for joining us here at BTMX, and we were excited that you were actually able to come tonight. Um,
Thank you for having me.
so like I watched you for a long time, be a part of the band.
Yeah.
I have no idea where that sound's coming from. Give me 1 second. Oh no, I think it's from your side, but that's okay. We'll just deal with it. um, but basically, I was just talking about me for a second. There we go. Yeah, it's actually from your side. That's okay, and we'll just deal with the song because you're amazing. So I've watched you for a long time with the band. Very first starting, you weren't all the way into music. You were just, basically the amazing merch girl. Then you eventually evolved into doing all the content, a lot of content created with them, your own shows, on to doing music. Progressively by yourself. What encouraged you to keep progressing into more and more into what you were doing with the band and for yourself?
Um, it's it's a combination of being with the band and being around other musicians. It inspired me to have the guts to try to pursue music, screaming and playing the drums. I was actually just playing the drums a little bit ago before we hopped on here. But yeah, I would say it's a mixture of like being around musicians every day, like being around William and Melissa when they practice um, at the band room or out and about in the house with their instruments and singing and things, and then being around other musicians like at band shows and just from meeting them on Facebook, it inspired me to want to pursue music and pick it up and try it out and see what they go through, see what it's like to be a musician. Wear a musician's hat and see what it's like to create something, to stick to something and be committed to it and grow from it.
Uh, Unfortunately, there's something going on with like your mic over there. So I don't know what's going on, but it has like a reverb. We got a Geo over here letting us know. Um,
Can you hear me now?
we can hear you. It's just like there's like a bad sound, like static sound coming from your side.
Hmm. Hmm. I might have to. I might have to move to a different device.
That's okay. If you need to come right back, I'll keep talking with them and then let you come back so they can actually hear your amazing voice.
Okay, I'll go to a different device and I'll be right back. I'm so sorry.
Okay, it's okay. All right, she'll be right back, guys. If you guys don't know who I am, I'm DJ Shadow. She's gonna actually be moving on to a whole different device, so we can actually hear what the question I asked and the correct answer correctly for you guys. Well, she's and I appreciate her actually going up her way to do that. So if you guys don't understand how reason why I'm so adamant about having Sepsis on here is because like 3 years ago, um, I was I just ran into their band and it was amazing how a group of people were coming together. And this is before Lexi was doing a lot. She was just on the videos here and there, and then progressed along with the band. And it was amazing to see how strong she got, through um, everything that's going on, and she just kept progressing with inside the band and herself, and then she started doing her own podcast, and now she's doing music, which is amazing. It's actually an inspiration, I think, for a lot of young women, especially for my daughters, because they do pay attention to substance heavily, and Lexi's actually inspired my oldest to actually pursue music and go for her dreams. So because she see how Lexi started and Sepsis and then slowly moved up, and now she thinks that she has the power to do that. And that's because strong females like Lexi. Um, so I'm gonna keep talking to you guys until she comes right back. We are gonna end up having the whole band another day, but today we wanted to make it all about Lexi. And definitely, if you guys are going to have questions that you've never heard answered before, do me a favor, go here and pop them in the comments. We are live right now on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, which is now X, guys. So you can follow us on all and definitely get your voices heard. Um, so hopefully she comes back soon. There she is. There we go. That's so much better. Oh,
Hello.
guys. So
Does
I
this
told you.
sound better?
Oh, so much better.
Unfortunately, I can't hear you.
Can't hear me?
Oh,
There you go. You might hear me at some point.
now I can't hear you.
Oh no. So she can't hear us, but
Yeah,
she might be
do
able
I
to
hear you
soon.
now?
Can you hear me now? She got great sound. She just don't have our voices, guys. It'll work out eventually. Okay,
Okay, I hear
good.
you.
Okay, good. Now the whole show is ready to go. Now, welcome,
I'm so,
welcome to BTMX.
I'm
We'll
so
let it down.
sorry.
Um, I was just telling everybody while you were gone that how you're an inspiration to young women. And like, you gotta understand, my 11-year-old has followed this band as much as I have, and you've actually inspired her to get into music by you actually her seeing you do the growth with inside the band and yourself. So now she's actually in charge of her own show, which is Unleashing the Best, which is a rap and hip hop show because you inspired her to want to be a host and actually do music but for herself. So that was from you.
Wow,
That's from her watching you grow and you take steps. So
that's amazing. Thank you so much. Wow, that's incredible.
so I was also explaining to him like 3 years ago I ran into you guys and I've been a big I've been a we eventually joined the swarm totally. And I want to tell you thank you guys for showing everyone that it's okay to be human and also try to do this type of stuff. You guys never try to hide anything. Always up front. So
Thank you. I'm
just
so
as now
glad that you found us and you started your own show from finding us. And now we can come on and talk about the band together. Like, this is a really cool opportunity to be here. I really enjoy what you have done. This is awesome. I love your show. Your show has grown just as much as us, and this is really incredible to see. This is awesome.
well, it actually took coaching from you and Will and everybody over there that actually help us upgrade. So every time you guys learn something, you pass it down to us, and this is why BTMX is what it is today. Um,
What a
which
cycle. This is cool.
you guys see, I started off by following these guys and watching Lexi in the back blowing up balloons and shit, and handing out free prizes, and we're at shows trying to get everybody to buy merch. And then the next thing you know, Lexi had a show, and then Lexi's out there singing, and it's like, holy shit, the growth.
Yeah. Honestly, it's from being around musicians, and also being around William and Melissa when they practice for their music, and being around their friends who are also musicians, and just being in that pool of rock and rollers and musicians, and made me want to pursue screaming. It inspired me to want to pick up the drums. I was saying a little bit ago that I was just playing the drums before we came on here. So it honestly, it's from being around other musicians and looking at others and hearing their stories and wanting to see what it's like to be a musician. Give it a try, wear a musician's hat and see what it's like to commit to something wholeheartedly and fall in love with it and become passionate and want to do it every single day, every single waking moment. Like with screaming, I want to scream all day. But unfortunately, with false chord screaming, you can't do that or you will break your vocal cords. But it's just little things like that that makes me understand like what they go through as a musician, what it takes to be one, what it takes to do what they do. And it's been a magical journey.
So what finally encouraged you to break the ice and actually start stepping out of being in the background to actually being in the front and equally on the screen with Melissa and them? Well, what finally broke for you to actually take that emotional step forward?
The Swarmies. One of them, I think, is still in the chat, Mr. Geo. He inspired me, as well as William, to pursue screaming. It was a little bit of like their idea collectively. They kind of like both threw in, hey, you should try screaming, or hey, death metal screaming would sound really cool. Because one day on Twitch, on the Twitch, I tried a growl one day. Me and William were, he was teaching me how to activate the false chord just for funsies. And we were on the Twitch that day, and Geo as well as William was like, hey, you got a pretty good false chord activation. It would be really cool if you did like if you tried out death metal, or not necessarily death metal, but try out screaming or give it a shot. And he encouraged me to want to sit in the chair one day, because I had a book stream, and sit in the chair, and every time I sat in the chair I would do a growl scream, and it would be saying hello, and you would see over time the development of hello into a false chord scream. So I would say collectively it was kind of the Swarmies as well as William Savant wanting to encourage people to scream as well. It was really fun.
That's definitely amazing here, because you do have us also trying to support you. We even tried to buy your socks at one time. I think me and Jo got in a fight.
Yes, buy the socks. Sepsis.com/shop. Go grab the Sepsis socks. We got SE23s. We got all kinds of different socks. Grab them.
So we got Gio over here that's commenting. He says, in the short time since I've arrived like a cannonball, Lexi and Sepsis have grown and evolved into the perfect example of what passion and determination can do. They are my heroes.
Gio.
See, you guys have inspired so many different people to actually come out and actually be creative and actually stay real to what they're trying to do. And for you guys to be able to do that, you were the most famous merch girl at the time. Now you're your own show host. And
Yeah,
now,
with the podcast. Yeah, it's been really fun with the podcast. Getting to know bands. Honestly, the podcast started because because we would be sitting in the kitchen talking about band stuff, and we'll be talking about the music industry, and me and William be talking about what's going on in the music industry, educating each other, showing each other bands, talking about the music business. And from all those conversations, it inspired the Metal Honeys podcast, as well as being at the shows, like, and wanting to like interview the bands and being all like, so where are you guys from? How'd you guys get together? What is your favorite song? Like that. It's that kind of connection that I enjoy having, and it inspired the podcast, and it's really fun, the podcast.
so we're you guys are up for a nomination again for the Heavy Metal Act of the Year. So guys, do me a favor. BTMX is actually doing this, and I don't know if you guys know this, but we made a post a couple of days back. As soon as you guys posted up the link, anybody who takes a screenshot of them actually casting the vote for Sepsis and sends it in is going to get a chance to win a prize off our prize wheel that we're going to actually be doing closer to when they get the votes back to see who won. So everybody's going to get a chance. All you got to do is take a picture of your vote of Sepsis, send it to BTMX, and then you get a chance to win something straight off our wheel. It could be cash prizes, it could be merch. We have a lot of different things coming up.
Thank you. Yes, please vote for us. That's incredible. Thank you so much.
So if you guys don't know where that link is, it's actually pinned on all our medias that we're live right now. So go ahead and just click on that. Go over and it's very easy. If you need to highlight it, put it in your Chrome, go vote, take a screenshot of your vote, and cash it in. Who knows? We're actually going to have $100 for the highest prize that we're going to be giving away. You have that chance to win the $100 very easy by just taking a screenshot of your guys' vote.
This is incredible. Thank you so much for your support and helping us with the nomination. This is great. Wow.
We do it every year. I try to butter up people. Got to give them something.
You're awesome.
But no, BTMX is actually grown like professional wise because watching you guys and talking with you, and we are inspired because of like I said, my 11 years now inspired watching how you grew through it. Now she wants to do it. Imagine how many other people that are not have not had the voice yet to talk to you to say how much inspiration you've given.
That's incredible. That's so cool that other people want to host and do broadcasting and talk about whatever they wish to talk about. That's so cool. It's honestly so much fun, you know? It and honestly, it helps express like yourself. I've noticed from doing the podcasting and broadcasting and live streams and all of that. It's a nice place to just feel the freedom to express yourself. I feel like there's not a lot of like those types of outlets out there, especially these days. So to have a podcast or to pursue live streaming and broadcasting, it's a great outlet to express yourself and find new skills and connect with other people. It's so much fun. It really is. And I'm so glad that so many people out there are inspired to start their own show because it's honestly so much fun to meet new people. I think that'd be like my favorite thing personally about having the Metal Honeys podcast as well as the Honeycomb podcast is to be able to meet other people and see their experiences and talk about those experiences off of just the regular norm of being on the phone or something or meeting someone in a chat room. Like you have the conversation right here, just like how we have it. Like we have a nice conversation and we have this nice space and it's nice to connect and be face to face and share experiences and share opinions and ideas and hopefully learn something. It's honestly so much fun. It really is. Everyone should do a show. Everyone.
And like that's why I'm saying you guys inspired us to do so much. That's why like BTMX is almost to like 12 shows a week. Um, and then we actually do a Saturday show where it's dedicated to anybody who's suffering with mental illness, where we just go ahead and leave it open. It's a judgment free place where anybody needs to talk that shoulder to lean on. That's what you guys did for us. So I'm gonna
That's
be honest, I kind of
incredible.
stole the idea from you guys because you were actually letting people talk to you about their problems. But I know, and I didn't see that really at all. So we wanted to create a safe spot for anybody who's suffering, who feels alone. Everybody's misfit toys over here at BTMX, so you're not gonna ever be judged. So we do encourage you guys to come and be a part of that show. But it's because watching Lexi and the band. That's straight up. We're not even gonna hide the fact that if it wasn't for these people that we're interviewing and Lexi and the band, that BTMX probably would have not existed honestly, without you guys
Wow.
pushing us. So, I just want you to know how like we really do mean that we are very empowered by you guys, and that is especially watching you do all your growth. If my daughter to say what she did, it's even more of an honor to be a fan of your guys and watch you grow. Um, so moving on from there, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Are you going to be turning into a full music artist? Or are you going to be having a collab with Sepsis? What's going to be going on for your musical career?
In 5 years, I see myself. Um, I do see myself doing a couple features with Sepsis as well as other bands um, for Screaming. That's one of the big goals that I have for Screaming within the next 5 years is to feature with bands as well as Sepsis as well. With drumming, I see myself with a full dark red maple wood kit as like a studio drummer or starting to become a studio drummer, maybe drum with other drummers as well. Um, I also see myself with the podcast having the live at the table back, as well as starting to interview um, other national acts as well as the regional national acts within New England. I'm talking like outside of New England, those national acts, like people like out west. like Mantra of Morta, for example, or maybe even Bullet to the Heart, just to name a few.
Great, oh great! I can give you bands all day long.
Same here. Same here. Like me and you both, I feel like we would just pass on like every week, just like a whole list of bands. Like, hey, add this list. Hey, you get this list. It'd be fun.
So we got Geo saying totally waiting for screaming Disney covers. Make it happen.
Okay. I will try a screaming Disney cover for sure. But I also want to do covers for screaming. I actually came up with this idea the other day. So this is really cool. I get to share it. Um, I have the idea of covering. So instead of covering like Lamb of God or how I did my favorite band Kill Switch, I was also thinking about covering the local regional bands here in New England, like After the Winter, covering like a little portion of their song Breadcrumbs and moving and trickling right along through all of those bands. Um, Instead of the normal celebrity or pop artist, being a little bit more local and covering those songs. But I'll definitely try for sure the Disney covers. That would be a challenge, but I'll definitely try it.
Hey, I gotta hear you do Frozen and Screamo.
Okay, that'll be the first one I try to cover. I'll write it down actually.
So definitely I can't wait for everything that you guys got going on. I know you guys what is your next live event that you're actually going to be at, and where should people go to get tickets if there's an for the next event?
Our next event is Swarmy Fest, November 4th in Manchester, New Hampshire at the Jewel nightclub. Pre-sale tickets are $12 right now. So and we also have a show previous to Swarmy Fest as well, October 28th in Enfield, Connecticut. We'll be there October 28th. So we got October 28th, Enfield, Connecticut, and then we have Swarmy Fest 2, November 4th, Manchester, New Hampshire, Jewel Nightclub.
So so everyone knows she's at every event that they do 90% of the time, 99% of the time. So there's no reason for you not to go up and talk to her. And if you guys are artists trying to get your voices heard, if you can't get a hold of me, you need to definitely get a hold of her. She knows what the hell she's doing.
Thank you.
Quite a while.
Get a hold of the both of us.
Yeah.
Collectively.
First, I can see if I like your music or not. Yeah, I kind of like. We've done a lot of growing here. So have you get submissions at all? Like random submissions? Have you ever
Yes.
ran into certain music where you're just like, I don't know how to approach this without being mean? Have you ever had that problem?
Yes. One time I was sent something that was out of genre, and they ended up emailing me again saying, I'm sorry, we gave you the wrong mix. And then they sent me another one. I didn't have to say anything, but that's happened before. Where like someone like accidentally sent me like the wrong mix, and I listened to it and I was like, wait, this doesn't sound right. And without having to say anything, they're like, oops, I sent you the wrong thing. Let me fix it. And they sent me a different song, and I was like, oh, cool. So that happens.
Yeah, like what do you encourage when artists are trying to approach you for your attention on them? What do you want from them? What do you expect of them?
When they approach me, I like just like a small, like little description of their band. So their band name, who is in their band, what they play, where they're from, what genre they do for music, and also a link to their website, their .com, as well as maybe some socials. But I'd rather have the .com But if they don't have one yet, definitely the socials, but the .com, because through the .com, I'll be able to look at their about me. I'll be able to get to know them a little bit better, basically. I'll get to know who they are and have a little bit more of a connection to them, um, as well as be able to check out all their socials through their .com as well. Um, and and also like a link to like their music as well, like the preferred place to listen to their music, whether it's like YouTube or Spotify, even Apple Music. I use Apple Music all the time, so Apple Music for sure. But yeah, that's basically what I look for when people approach me with their band. It's just a brief little about me, who they are, um, where they're from, a link to their website, a link to their socials, and a preferred place to listen to their music.
So we got Mr. Williams comment. He says you can get a deeper sense and get to know anyone better anyway from social media.
Yeah.
So guys, you heard what she said. If you guys want to have your music heard by her, follow do the appropriate steps. Because I'm telling you, as a show host, it kind of gets aggravating when we have to repeat during a live show. Quit doing that. Please stop. We like to be prepared. But moving on from that, as you evolved yourself into the music industry, well, how do you feel about it? With everything that's recently coming and evolving, and I know you talk a lot about it on your show, but I definitely want my viewers to hear your point of view.
From being a musician and learning more and reading about the music industry every day, and also being a merch girl and experiencing a little bit of the music industry and the music business, um, I definitely see a challenge in wanting to start um, a band of my own. And that is because it's really hard, I found, specifically within the music business, is that it's really hard these days to find band members or to find other musicians that are committed and just as passionate and willing to dedicate themselves and become determined, and wanting to help and support the project and making music together. Um, that part of it is something that these days I found a little bit as a challenge, not only finding them but also at times keeping them. That's one of like the probably one of the biggest challenges I've seen with bands or people wanting to create bands, is finding them and then keeping them. Basically. And aside from that, another challenge I've seen with the music business, not necessarily the industry, but the business, is touring. Going out of your region, going out of your own backyard and going down to North Carolina, to tour down there. The costs are becoming are increasing. There we go. The costs are increasing as we journey along through post-apocalyptic times. So I see as a challenge, but I also see as a as not really necessarily as a challenge, but something that I see that's kind of cool. That's really interesting, is how I'm starting to see a shift a little bit, or almost like a divide, like a balance almost, of people that are sticking with streaming music and people no longer wanting to stream music and start their CD and vinyl collection, which I find really interesting. And for releasing music, it's definitely, you can do the streaming or you can do the vinyl, and it's really interesting to see that split, that divide start to happen a little bit as the streaming platforms advance into their side of the business and stuff. But yeah, those are the probably the top three things I'd say that I would say is a little bit of a challenge in the music industry or business.
I do agree with you, like you said, but I don't think it's just the music industry. I just think it's entertainment in general. I think most people approach this thinking as a quick fame, quick rich. They understand the actual hard work that goes into it, or the respect of this is not a hobby. This is my life. I make music, or I'm doing this. So they don't hold the same respects or the aspects as you do, and that's kind of hard to work with people who are not on the same level of commitment. So therefore, you already feeling shady in some shape or form. You agree?
Yeah.
Um, so it kind of sucks when, especially as somebody who's selling merch, and then also trying to promote the band, and then all of a sudden the band doesn't want to do the same amount of work you're doing. It goes also for entertainment in general. When you have a team that's not a team, that the whole saying, "the weakest link fucks up the whole team," it really does. So, um, so Sepsis has had to changes, but the brilliant thing about this band that you guys have done is you can tell who's really about the music, who's really about the success of the band, who has the health of the community, who is following you, and who you guys are inspiring. So you guys protect us, and then you don't find that really anywhere else inside music at all. That's what makes Sepsis you and your whole, every single one of you guys special, all the way from the gaming, all the way from the shows to the music. So nobody in your team is ever off that demeanor. And when you guys had to have that initial issue, you get rid of it. so, so it's like you cut the poisonous fruit from your tree and just continuously grow. And you've actually passed down that information to other places like us here at BTMX, where we've had a lot of changes and now we have an amazing team. It just took listening to amazing people like you guys for the inspiration to, hey, it's gonna be okay. What the fuck?
Just keep going through it. Just keep. Don't stop. Don't stop your mission. Just keep going forward, and you'll find the people.
So, guys, this band and especially Lexi, if you go back to their very early videos, you see what I mean. You can physically watch the rest of Lexi as she goes from doing just background things to being up front and to being more into the content, more into the music. And like I said, I've literally watched it, and it was amazing to watch you start to come more and more forward. And I think it also helped when Will threw you under the bus a couple times.
It's great.
So, as if with the new members of the band, and everything that the changes that have happened, where do you guys see your success now with the new members? Is everything going well? Are you guys on the same level?
Everything is going well, and I see a growth happening, or a growth within Sepsis that's about to erupt, and I feel like it's going to erupt next year. Or maybe even after the release of Romance and Reality, one of the two, but it's definitely next level. Um, these guys that came in are absolutely amazing. They are great musicians. They're extremely talented. They're very passionate about the project. They're very cool to work with. They're awesome. I don't know if I said the word awesome yet, but they're awesome. And it's so much fun to see the band take a different shift, and a different shift mainly in stage presence. Like, these guys are just so energetic on stage. If you have not seen this new lineup on stage, I highly suggest that you do, because their live performance is just so next level, take the world by swarm type of energy. It is hardcore, it's heavy, it's energetic, it's expression, it's creativity, it's life, it's an experience. And I highly suggest that you guys go to the next couple of shows so you guys can witness what I'm talking about, because my description, I don't think matches the experience in which you will have in the pit when seeing them live, because these guys are just absolutely fantastic. Me personally, I couldn't ask for a better new lineup, a better and more, what's the word? More determined and more driven and passionate Sepsis than what I see right now. These guys are so happy up on the stage. You guys should see how happy these guys are on stage, even happier than last year. Like, they're smiling so much more. They're twirling and twisting and turning and corkscrews and bass flips. It's just, these guys are great. Honestly, please come out to October 28th in Enfield, Connecticut, and even Swarmy Fest on November 4th, because you guys need to witness this. You guys really do. They're awesome.
So I definitely, if you guys also want to see a video of them actually live, the song I actually played at the beginning of the show, Bloodlines, they actually have a live performance recorded. Go over and click on that link right now and go straight over and watch it straight on the YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe to everything that you guys are doing. I put all the links for all their social medias right here for you guys in the comments. Make sure that you're following them. If you guys are looking for an amazing group of people that they actually monitor and actually put together, make sure you join the Swarm by Sepsis. So as you can keep up to date. You can also follow them on Discord, so you can keep up to date on all their information. I know that Melissa and some of the other band members actually have jobs that they actually offer on Fever. Is there anything specific that you actually offer on Fever yet, or are you not doing that yet?
Not yet. But stay tuned, because I will be eventually starting those types of things on Fiverr.
So, guys, you heard personally, keep an eye out for her. She does the nice thing about Sepsis. Everything they do is actually updated. Like I said, they don't hide nothing. They don't pull no punches. If you have something to say it to them. Definitely. We got Geo with Streamline focused on energy tidal wave. Sepsis is taking no prisoners on the way to the goal.
Perfect. I couldn't have said it better. Thank you. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Gio.
So, the new members, you're saying that you are seeing the same amount of dedication that you and the original ones have in the new members. So it's clicking on.
If not that, more so. They're more passionate. They're more. They're bringing in more.
Bringing in more. So, guys, make sure you guys cast your vote. Don't forget, send us over here at BTMX a photo. Take a photo of you making your vote for Sepsis, and I will fucking check. So we can and then get a chance to win and get a chance to win.
We will check.
Yeah. We will. We're watching you. Anyways, we're not fucking around. Go vote. We definitely push that a lot. Also, guys, they are also sponsored by Eargasms. If you guys are going to be going to a live performance, make sure that you go over to eargasms.com, make a purchase to save your hearing. But not only that, save some money. Type in Sepsis Band and the promo code, and then you'll be actually helping out Lexi and them as well. I know this so much that you've done it so much. That we've actually I've actually started making my own show host mention this. So now, not only are you guys mentioning on your guys' streams, all my new show hosts are responsible for saying that exact line I just said to make sure that we get money in your guys' pockets. So you're never not doing what you guys do best.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you. That's amazing.
Also, anybody who's following us over on Instagram will also notice anytime we normally do a huge post that we're important about, we tag all Sepsis merch right there to any of the posts we do, so we can help push the sales for anything they're doing, because we are inspired by them. We can't do much for them except promote them where we can. So, and normally if we have a huge post that we're going out that we know is going to be attracting a lot of attention, we actually attach all their merch from their store on Instagram to it. I didn't know. Did you guys know
N-
that?
no.
Yeah, and
Oh,
Instagram you could type in Sepsis and all your merch comes up. So you can actually tag it in the video in photos and stuff. That's what and then videos. So that's what we've been doing.
that's incredible. Thank you. Wow, I didn't know you could do that on Instagram. I'll definitely have to try that out.
I think yeah, it might not be for all. I know ours is a business now because our the way we're falling. Um, so we got cleaner players with more experience and higher performance standards, and they are happier and more grateful to be grateful to us being here. The new members also treat the fans more greatly and genuinely. And I think they like and express the music more authentically. Also, and that was from Mr. Will Savant.
Definitely.
I can't wait to meet the new members. We're all excited about that. 'Cause we love Melissa and Will as well, but I definitely can't wait to get. I'm hoping the interview goes a lot better than the last time. The only people that were lively was Melissa and Will. And that was about it. so, um, so what do you want to tell anybody who's trying to step into the world of music, and the world of entertainment? What is the five things they should look out for while doing this to progress, and what are five negative things that they should watch out for?
Five things. Well, one thing that they should look out for is the the scams that are out there, the people that are trying to scam them into believing that they're an A&R or they're a promotional package. They should definitely research ways to find and sift through those messages so that they don't get pulled into a scam. Um, Another thing, which goes into another thing that they should do, and that's research. Definitely research whatever you are doing, whether that's the drums or screaming or podcasting. Definitely research what a podcaster is, what it takes to be a podcaster, different skills a podcaster might have or need to have, or even gear or new software. Always research whatever you're doing, whatever it is. Always get information and get knowledge. Another thing that they should do is practice, even podcasting. Believe it or not, when I first started my podcast, I didn't understand that podcasters also needed to practice podcasting. I think that's something that gets overlooked, or something that isn't really fully like etched in stone, if you will. And that's practicing your craft, practicing podcasting, practicing the drums, practicing screams, practicing even acting. You can act in front of the mirror, you can podcast in front of the mirror. Different things to do to practice your craft and get better. Um, Another thing is collaborate. That's something that they should definitely do, is collaborate. Um, find other people within your niche or within your industry or within whatever you are doing, whether it's, entertainment or podcasting or singing. Find other people that do the same thing that you do or can add to what you do even better, and collaborate with them. Make business to business friendships and collaborate, work together on a project, make friends. um, Another thing too is that people should do, and that's establishing your name. Establishing an authentic name to call yourself that no one else has, that's already trademarked or owned. Creating something that's authentic to you and that no one else has, and then owning that name. Another thing people should do is, after you own your name and you collaborate and you practice and you um, get educated on what you're doing, research, um, is Create a website, create a .com, create a home for yourself. Um, and that's a place that you own. That's your home that you can put your podcast, you can put your music, you can put your social media. It's your place. You own the .com. Having that sense of this is my home. This is a place where I can upload something and I know for a fact that this is my own work. Or this is a publication by me. It's not by Facebook. It's not on Facebook. It's on my website, kind of a thing. Those are, I would say, the 5 things that people should definitely do. I'm trying to think of the 5 things to look out for, as well as scams. Well, another thing to look out for. Is people that scammers, any sort of person that tells you, like, let's say that you're a musician and you're trying to promote your music and someone does a payola type of approach to you, definitely look out for those types of things. Anyone that wants to do some sort of payola, like pay this fee in order to be on our playlist or to be a part of our movie or something like that. Definitely watch out for those types of business practices where you have to pay a submission fee in order to submit something, or pay some sort of fee in order for you to be featured on something. Definitely avoid those types of things. Another thing to avoid is Hmm. Hmm. Another thing I would look out for. You gave me you stumped me.
It's okay if you can't come up with 2 more. It's fine.
There's so much to look out for.
Yeah, um, I don't want you to go too far because I know. But basically, listen to what she's saying, guys, because these are all footnotes that she has actually told me, and I'm telling you, as I started this 3 years ago with no idea what the fuck I was doing, to now having almost close to 7,000 followers on just one platform, and now my other platforms are growing because my amazing team is because taking advice from Lexi and Sepsis, this amazing band, the group of people that are just amazingly willing to go out of their way to talk to someone who, if you want to pay attention and learn, because they don't waste their breath. And what they're saying is very much real. So this is why I wanted her to say what she said to you guys. Take notes from what she just said. In order to have success, you need to follow the steps that she's just got done saying, because you can't, if you're really wanting to turn your content into something, you can't do it half-assed. You have to put in your full commitment, and that means practicing and collabing and working with others, respecting yourself, stay within your genre, never avoid what you started off doing, because then people don't, you get people confused. Your shit's never on point, so people lose interest. So all these things that she has said are steps that BTMX has taken ourselves, and also learned from watching them, and also learning from them as we grow ourselves. We got Gio with Lexi has her eye on the prize, a fantastic example of chasing the dream. And then
Thank
he goes
you.
on don't let anyone tell you how to do it better who hasn't tried it themselves.
Yeah, that's other good advice too.
And also, that's another thing about like BTMX and how we're separate. It's not totally separate. They gave me an idea of how you can encourage others to do more. So here at BTMX, people go, why are you doing what you're doing? And we used to just start off with just music, and now BTMX is actually because watching and listening to this band has our own music label where we do not charge artists to be on our label. We don't gateway their music. We help them get resources. We help them get booked. When they're going out of state, they're going out of state on a small tour to get all the way to that destination and back home because that makes money. That doesn't make sense to send them all the way down to Georgia, but nothing on the way to make money to get there. This is we've built our label and our mottos off of listening what artists like Lexi and Sepsis and them had to say, what wasn't right inside of a label. So this is why we created Omni the way we did was actually be for the artist, not for the company. And it's all about keeping artists kind of in control. They have full control of all their music. They have full control of everything they make off the merch. And basically what we do is we just use them as a resource when we need a show book. And we make sure it's in within our comfortability. And that's because watching you guys and how you guys talk on your podcast and etc. That's how we built our label around making sure the artist matters as a person, not only as a number.
That's awesome. Thank you.
And then also moving on to how you guys were, because don't forget Melissa and you kind of do modeling occasionally with the merch and everything else. But we actually have our own modeling company, which is now flourishing really big as well, which is its own conglomerate compared to what we are. So this is like home, but everything else is separate. And that's once again because watching how you guys were doing stuff professionally and the steps that we need to take and how we need to protect our staff and etc. And now we have models like Saphira, our vampire, and so many more that has actually joined our team.
That's awesome.
So yeah, Saphira is actually a face of our company now, and I got that through working with her and gaining the respect that like you guys taught me. So guys, if you guys want to learn something, their podcasts are not always about random shit. There's actually notes in there if you pay attention to what they're saying that you can be successful from what Lexi's saying, what Will's saying, what Melissa is saying. If you guys want the success, it's right there in front of you every time they watch anything that they're doing.
Thank you. Definitely. Tune into the Honeycomb Hideout every Wednesday. Every Wednesday, let me Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, tune into their show, not our show, because we do.
We were talking about the podcast, so I was like, definitely tune in for Honeycomb.
Oh, you're good. You're good. What we do is actually we actually have a show an hour before yours because I did that on purpose. So all our people watching on Twitch move over to your page automatically at 7. So, because that's what we've done. You can actually find if you guys are watching on our YouTube right now, you can actually go to the bottom of the channels that are sponsors for us. You'll see Sepsis' channel. Not only that, if you guys are watching on Twitch, anytime that Sepsis is live, if we're not live, you'll actually see their content first. And then if not, right after we're done and their content's coming up, you'll automatically get pushed into Sepsis on their Twitch channel because that's the way we set it up.
That's awesome. Thank you for taking the time.
Oh, yeah. We also make it a lot easier also too on Rumble because you guys, I've seen you guys on there. When we're done being live on there, it actually pushes our viewers over to yours channel as well. We've done that for a couple of different platforms where we have followed you guys and made our own, and are now making sure every time we're done or you guys' content's constantly first thing seen. Just out of the fair respects. So we did got Mr. William with a comment. He says, don't get bored. Be silly sometimes. Have some flaws and make adjustments. Make education the priority and experiment when you get the opportunity. Nothing wrong with making a living and knowing your value also. And then we also got Bruce in here with greeting friends and Gio. And join the Discord.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Which, honestly, we big shout out once again. Melissa Wolf is actually the reason why BTMX is our Discord looks the way it does, is because she's the one that built it completely. If you guys want to have your own Discord, you can go over to reach out to her. She actually has a service that you pay her for. She does amazing work. I can tell you from a business owner myself, you won't have no problems with anything that she does for you. She tells you she can do it, she can do it. And go look at their own page because that's all done with Melissa Wolf. And you can check out BTMX's Discord. That's once again all the creation and teamwork with Melissa Wolf, who is the lead singer for Sepsis. See how much collabing we do?
Yeah. Basically everything we do is a collab.
Yeah.
We collab all the time.
We're always about pushing your guys' content. Like a crazy
Thank you
stalker.
so
Well,
much.
at least we're the good kind, though.
Thank you. Thank you. It means a
um,
lot to us.
so hopefully you'll be in the background when I'm doing the interview with the band, because what I'm actually going to be doing is I'm going to try to set it up where I can actually do my artwork for the band while doing their interview, so that everyone will see the artwork while I'm also seeing the band while I'm also interviewing at the same exact time. So I'm going to actually do
No, I'm
something.
definitely gonna be there because I'm not gonna do art.
No, we're going to do both at the same exact time. So everyone can see, my inspiration by you guys while I'm actually talking to them and them getting the new, the new members and hearing the band itself. Um, so back to you. Guys, don't forget to go vote for this band, because you're also helping Lexi, as well. If they get voted in, that means they win shit. So, and if you want to win shit, you guys need to make sure that you guys send in the picture of you guys casting your vote. Simply, you can send it to btmxeast@gmail.com or on any of our social medias. But here, once again, this is the link that you guys need to go to cast votes for this band. Like I said, take a snapshot of you casting the vote for Sepsis. You don't have to vote for anybody else on the list. Just go down the heavy metal act, vote Sepsis, take a screenshot. We don't give a shit about the rest of the music scene. We just want them to win. And then
I love all the nominees.
if they were in one more category, I would tell you to go to those ones, but that's the only one I see them in. So it's the only one that you need to worry about screenshotting. Cast a vote for Sepsis. Help this team win again. So my question is, are you going to be performing at Swarmfest?
Yes. Yes, I'll be performing November 4th at Jewel nightclub with Sepsis for Swarmy Fest 2. So definitely come check it out.
Now, guys, if you don't forget, go over to sepsis.com. You can find all the ticket sales on there, the merch store. Once again, you're going to see her beautiful face around the merch table whenever they're out. She doesn't hide. She'll actually probably walk up to you. Make sure you're having a good time. Make sure you go over to her. Make sure you get something signed by her, because eventually you're not going to be able to do that because she's going to be on stage. And she's going to be tired of shit and not want to deal with none of us. No, she's not.
No, I'd ask you all to dance.
No, she's a really amazing person. I just like picking on her occasionally. We all do. Me and Vio do occasionally when she's on her live.
Right. That's great.
So, as the future of Sepsis grows, as the future of your own musical career grows, is there any worries that you think that you have that you're still trying to work through, or do you think that your path is already laid out before you and is solid?
I don't have as much worry as I did when I first started. At first, I was worried that I wasn't going to stick with it, both the screaming and the drums. But that's no longer a worry of mine, because as I've practiced and as I've worked through both of those things, I've actually found a new form of love and appreciation for it, especially with drums. Because last year, I was picking up the drums again, giving myself a second shot, but I ended up getting like 2 different types of tendonitis in my hand, and I couldn't drum. And from that experience, it pushed me to learn screaming, just to fill that void and take on something new musical that interests me. And from doing screaming, I started falling in love with it. And then I saw Seven Dust live, and I saw the drummer, of Seven Dust, who has now become one of my favorite drummers. And I saw him screaming and playing the drums at the same time. And I just got a whole new inspiration for drums way before the tendonitis or anything. A whole new inspiration for drums when I saw him screaming and playing the drums at the same time. I was like, holy crap. Like, I didn't know that you could do both those things at the same time. Like, I've seen drummers sing and drum at the same time, but I've never seen with my own eyes a drummer scream and drum at the same time. Like, that was just incredible to me. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can do both. And ever since then, I was like, drums, let me get the hand better. I need to get my hand better. And now that my hand is better, I now have a newfound passion and inspiration for the drums, as well as continuing to scream. And I no longer have like that worry of, oh, I'm probably not, it's just gonna be a fad. It's only gonna be like a couple weeks and I'm just gonna get bored of it. That's a worry, but it's no longer a worry. I don't worry that I'm gonna put it down. I don't worry that I'm gonna give up on it. I don't have those types of worries. I now just want to experience the imagination that I have in my head and have it come out into reality. Um, and because of that compass, it's been pushing me, and I don't feel as worried anymore. So
Well, I can't wait to see what else is coming from you. Do want to tell you thank you for joining BTMX here on our show. Don't forget, guys, this is Swarm Time with BTMX, getting to know more about sepsis. Thank you so much for joining us on tonight's show.
thank you for having me.
Anytime. So because you were in this music video, and it's one of Sepsis's older music video, I wanted to play it. You'll actually see Lexi acting in it. It's actually Sepsis's song to write "Hate on His Arms." So we're gonna go ahead and let Lexi go for the night, and thank you guys all for tuning in to watch about her and this amazing, beautiful person. Keep track of what you guys are doing over there because they're only going to be going up. But make sure you guys watch this music video. Go over and subscribe to all of them. Get your asses to their concerts. Make sure you're buying the merch. And definitely don't play around. Go vote. Send me your screenshot and make sure you win some. You get a chance at winning, spinning our prize wheel. So you guys have a great night. And thank you so much, Lexi.
Thank you for having me. Good night, guys.